Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm Macaulay of Macaulay's Studio, and you are in the studio with me today, and I am sharing with you everything I got from Blick's Overstock liquidation sale. They're not going out of business, but MacPherson, which was the largest distributor in the industry, did. And basically this allowed Blick to be able to get a huge quantity of inventory at closeout prices, and they're sharing those discounts with us. So I, of course, had to go and see what they had in the Copic related world. So here's everything I got from that sale. They're basically going to keep going until it's sold out, and then they'll return the prices of the limited inventory to their regular pricing. So check it out. It's not just illustration and Copic markers, it's everything. Paints, frames, canvases, you name it, check it out. I'll put a link to the website if you're not familiar with Blick. And by the way, it was totally random that I even stumbled upon it. I was going onto the site to look at Copic markers like I like to do. I am really into now making bendable lists. If you've never heard of bendable, check it out. I'll link it to this video, but you can make lists, share recommendations, and earn a little cash back. So if that's something that's up your alley, I'll share my link so you can skip the wait list and join this really fun app. All right, so a little ASMR for y'all. All right, here's everything I got. I'll point out two things that were not on the sale, but I was out of. So I needed more Copic's Super Brush, the tips to replace the soft brush tip, and I needed a refill for BG93. So these were not in the sale, regular price, but if I was already placing the order, I included these in that order. Okay, so here are all the goodies, and I'll swatch them so you guys can take a look and see exactly what I got. But funnily enough, I got a bunch of markers, bunch of Copic markers that were not on my radar at all. Like, not on my wish list, not something that I'm thinking I needed, but these were the ones that were discounted, some of them quite dramatically. Like, I think one was $2 or something, or $4. If you know Copic prices, it was really worth it. So get on it if you can. If you catch this video and the sale is still going on, I would take advantage of it. Same thing with all the multi-liner pens, and as it happens, the chiseled edge brush tips. So I went through a bunch of these, had a bunch of markers that needed replacing. So this one was also at a really good discount, so it was worth stocking up. I took advantage of this liquidation sale to actually get Copic multiliners of colors that I don't have. So I always get the black and the brown, but then I discovered, I mean, I knew they existed, but in this liquidation sale, they had lavender, they had pink, they had wine, and they had warm gray. And I thought, well, this is a great opportunity to get a bunch of sizes that I like to use in these colors that I've never tried, swatch them out for y'all, and see how I can incorporate them with my paper dolls. I feel like for details such as lip or shading, stuff where I do the makeup for my paper dolls, face details, because these are all really fine point tip, they're going to be really great. And then I got some brown and blacks because I'm always going through my smaller sizes again for details, so it was a perfect opportunity. And of course they included a catalog, which is just so tempting because the minute I started flipping through it, I saw other things, kind of thinking about trying out hand embroidery, and the threads came up and I was like, oh no, I gotta get out of here. So let's swatch all the markers and pens that I got in this closeout sale at Blick. The fun thing, of course, about getting these markers is that I'll be able to swatch them from my Copic swatch card series, so I'll be able to share those with you, the swatch card as well. But today we're just going to swatch them on this regular marker paper. And again, it's so funny because I wasn't even looking at this color, Y04. I think it's pronounced acacia, I'm not sure, but it's a really bright yellow, so let's take a look. And as always, I'm going to swatch on the brush tip. That's my favorite. Look at this bright neon, not as yellow as a canary, but quite a bright yellow. The next color that I got is RV06 Acacia, which I'll never miss an opportunity to get another pink to my collection, so I'm not upset about it. This is also really very neon, very bright, almost like a Barbie pink, so glad to add that to my collection. I also got, that was also on this big sale, was E74, which is Cocoa Brown, and really you can't, you know, go wrong with adding from the earth tones. Adding the browns is always so helpful for whether it's hair, skin tone, and garments and clothes that are in that color scheme, so not mad about it at all. The other one from the earth tones is E77, which is maroon, and these two look to me like sister colors. So this will be great for creating the highlights and the shadows between these two and having that nice gradation. So another great addition, also hair, skin tone, and anything that if you're trying to do kind of leather or suede, because that's what I would wear in browns. And last, but certainly not least, and a great addition because ultimately when I have all of them, but when it comes to anything that's in the grays, whether it's the warm grays, the cool grays, the neutral grays, or in this case, the toner gray, number 10, it's great to have because they were great for shading, great for creating darker, richer blacks. They're a great marker to have, so I jumped on this one as well. And right away for me, what I like about this one is how dark it is. So to create a more neutral black for hair, for clothes and stuff, this is going to be great. I can see that being a great addition. So these are the Copic sketch markers that were at reduced price. I don't know when this sale started, so I can't say if I missed out on them because like I went in and a couple days later and most of these were already gone. So they sold out from the lot that they were able to buy at closeout prices. So there may have been more. I would say if you are looking to get some at a discount, even if you're not looking at Copic sketch, there was a lot of Kayo and there was a lot of classic. So depending on which Copic markers you use, which you prefer as a way to get into it, get some at really good discounts, it's a sale that's worth checking out for sure. So for those of you new to the Copic world or new to illustration or you're learning and exploring, Copic also has these wonderful multi-liner pens which pair really well, of course, with their markers for adding in those finer details, outlines and such. I predominantly use the black and the brown for details to face, you know, lips, eyes. I like to outline everything with black, but I'll use the brown as well because I think it works great for hair. Same with the black. And this is typically what I have in my collection, and I've got different sizes. So the fact that these were at a discounted price, I took advantage of because I go through them a lot. So this was just great. And I've swatched these before, so I'll swatch them quickly. But the ones I'm excited about and excited to share with you all are these colors because I'm always like hesitant. I don't know if to get these or not because I'm like, will I be able to use them? You know, I try to be very mindful on what I'm adding to my collection and just for the sheer, you know, space, and I don't like waste and everything. So I'm really excited about these because as I was going through them, I was like, oh, actually, you know, for details, these could be really fun. So let's start. I'll quickly show you these ones, especially for anyone who's not familiar. I want you to be able to see how great these are, and then we'll swatch these ones, and I'm excited to share these with you. So in this case, I got 2 of the 0.05 black multi-liner, and that's just, like I said, I just go through these a lot. So this is really fine, and it's really good for details. I really love this line of multi-liners, and I love the black. So go through them a lot, and so I got 2 of those because they were at a really good price. So same thing with the brown, great for details, hair, makeup, lines around the face and stuff. So I got 1 of the 0.05. Then I also got the 0.1, and for a thicker line, which even better for hair, is 0.3. Right away, you can see that lovely progression of the thickness of the line. So depending on the size of your drawings, your illustrations, your fashion designs, you can get that kind of effect and bump up your details, especially if you like to outline like I do. Now let's get into these goodies. So wine they only had in 0.05. So I got that, which it's a lovely wine color. So it's got that richness that I think could be nice for lips, specifically in my case for my paper dolls. Same thing with the pink, which I'm always excited to add pink anything to my collection because that's like my favorite color. So I got the 0.05 and the 0.1. And yeah, I feel like these are going to be awesome for lip detail and maybe even eye makeup detail for my paper dolls. We'll see. Now I get to try things out and explore, and that's probably the most fun. Okay, this was kind of fun. I also got from the lavender. So I got the 0.05 and the 0.1. So again, lovely progression, can do different things with either, and so I like to have a balance of the different sizes. Then, and I really debated this because I'm like, will I be able to use these? I love warm grays, and I use both the cool and the warm grays as well as the neutral grays with my Copic sketch markers. So I thought, well, this could be a great addition. And again, it's all for detail, so I think when it comes to doing prints on your fabrics or again, makeup, lips, maybe warm gray doesn't immediately jump out, but if you're doing jewelry, if you you want more of gray hair, stuff like that. So I actually was able to get, I really like this one, but they didn't have it in the other sizes, which was a bummer because I do really like 0.03. So fine and so delicate. So that was fun that I was able to get that in the warm gray as well as the 0.05. It seems like such a subtle difference, but it's really impactful in my opinion. And the last one, the warm gray, 0.1. So super excited to play with these, see how I incorporate it into my paper dolls, and just taking advantage of this awesome sale. All right, y'all, thank you so much for joining me on this kind of random surprise haul, shopping the MacPherson liquidation overstock sale at Blick. I will create probably a list for you all on Venable of everything here so you can just easily access and take a look and see if anything jumps out at you and you want to add it to your collection. At this point, I can't promise that the stuff will still be there at liquidation prices simply because the stock is limited. So check it out as soon as you see this and let me know if you have any questions or comments, if there's any products that you're really excited about, or what did you get at the liquidation sale, and let me know. Until next time, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.